Hello and welcome to Happy Handicrafts. Today we're really excited to start making a more complex animal in our needle felting series. If you're new here, you may want to take the time to work through our needle felting playlist from the beginning as each project builds upon the previous. So today we're going to start making a sheep, but we're going to break up the process into 2 videos so it's not overwhelming. In this first video, we're going to make the armature. We'll talk about that in a second. And in the second video, we'll complete the project doing the needle felting portion. So what is an armature? In needle felting, an armature is kind of like a skeleton. It's usually made of wire, and it provides the stability you need when you have a larger animal but smaller legs. It can also allow you to pose and position your creature in any way you like. A great example for this use would be a giraffe's neck, a mouse's tail, or in our case, the sheep's body and legs. For this project, you're going to need a few tools and some materials. If you don't have them yet, be sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't lose us. Then check out the links below for anything you need. We are going to use 2 9-inch lengths of 12 to 14 gauge wire, about 12 inches of 30 gauge wire, some round nose pliers, some wire cutters, some waxed brown floral tape, glue, and some undyed wool roving. At no point do I want this to feel overwhelming for you, so just follow along slowly with us and you're really going to be shocked at how easy and satisfying this craft is. Let's start with 2 pre-cut 9-inch lengths of 12 to 14 gauge copper wire. We're going to measure in on each side of the wires to 3 1/4 inch and bend them to a 90-degree angle with our round nose pliers. When you're done, your wire pieces should look like this. Each side should be 3 1/4 inches and the tops should be 2 1/2 inches. Now we're going to line up the top parts of our wires and wrap the top portion tightly with our 30 gauge wire. When you're done, clip the ends with your wire cutter. You may want to tuck those wire ends in, but it's not super important because they're going to eventually be covered with wool. Spread your wires flat on the table. Now with your browned waxed floral tape, you're going to wrap the legs, which are the 4 pieces which are not wrapped with the 30 gauge wire. If you take the time to hold the tape in one hand as you wrap it, the heat of your hands and fingers will soften the wax and make it stick together nicely. you get to the bottom of the wire, wrap it a little thicker, as this is going to be the hoof. Then continue on with the 3 remaining legs. It should end up looking like this. Our next step is to cover the legs with a thin layer of undyed wool. To do this, we're going to apply glue to the leg. Then we're going to tightly wrap small pieces of the undyed wool, piece by piece around it down to the hoof. When you're done, it should look like this. Now our final step for this video is to shape the legs into a more realistic shape. First, decide which is the front set of the legs and which is the back. You're going to bend the front legs out about 1/2 inch and then down. We'll do the same for the back legs, but we're going to add another bend halfway down the legs. Finish by balancing your form. Now we're ready to get into the fun part, the needle felting. And for that, we're going to see you in our next video.